Welcome back to A Game of Fangs and Throats. My name's Hannah. This is my TBR jar. So, makes sense that this is a TBR video. Now, we are moving into August. I mean, when did that happen? But, so I'm hoping for some more summery reads, but I'm not a seasonal reader. I will just read whatever I fancy at the time. So this is where this comes in. You guys know how this works by now. My TBR jar is not filled with prompts, it's filled with the actual book titles, and I'm going to hold the... You'd think I'd learned that these little charms rattle like crazy against the glass. I never do. So, we have that. So, I think in total I read 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, about 10... maybe 11 books this month, which, considering I went back to full-time work, is not bad. So at the time of filming this, I think I have 3 books outstanding, not including the one I'm reading, from July's TBR, so we're just going to roll them over, and I'm not going to mention them because I might get to them in the wrap-up. If not, they'll just be carried on into next month. So we'll give it a bit of a shakeroo. Okay, something else is rattling in here. I don't know what it is, but we'll do 8 again, because I do have a couple of books on that secret TBR that I really want to finish. So, 1, is Darkest Moon by Lindsay Hall. Darkest Moon by Lindsay Hall is book 1 of the Shadow Guild Wolf Queen series. I'm supposed to be the alpha's mate. Screw that. Since I was born, I was destined to be one thing, the alpha's mate. It should be every girl's dream. Not mine, though. He's too dark and damaged, and I've got a secret he can never know. I'm not a true wolf. Instead of waiting for him to figure out I'm an abomination, I left on my 15th birthday, but I didn't go far. No way in hell would I let fate drag me from the town I love. 10 years later, I'm still hiding in plain sight. When I occasionally see him on the street, deadly, sexy, powerful, I just walk by and keep my head down. Until that night. Wrong place, wrong time, and suddenly I'm accused of murdering someone from my old pack, and he's there, blaming me. I've got one chance to prove my innocence and find the real killer, or I'm dead by shift alone. Fortunately, the alpha doesn't recognise me because I'm no longer the same ugly duckling. He senses I'm special though, and he won't stop until he figures out the truth. But when he does, I'll be in danger from more than just the murderer. I'm sorry if you can hear screaming. I'm filming this on Saturday morning and all the kids are awake. Is Little Thieves by Margaret Owen. Little Thieves by Margaret Owen. This, I think, is an Illumicrate edition, but I haven't looked at it in a while. We have an author letter, signed. Oh my god, that is beautiful. I forgot how beautiful this edition was. See if I can remember the words it's about. I think this is a retelling. In this delightfully irreverent retelling of the Goose Girl. Have I read the Goose Girl? I don't think so. I've read retellings of the Goose Girl. Once upon a time, there was a horrible girl. Vanja Smith knows no gift is freely given, not even a mother's love. The adopted goddaughter of death and fortune, Vanja has long made her own way in the world as the dutiful servant of Princess Giselle. Until a year ago, when her otherworldly mothers demanded payment for their care, and Vanja decided to steal her future back by stealing Giselle's life. With the help of an enchanted string of pearls, Vanja transformed into her former mistress and took her place. leaving the real Giselle a penniless nobody. Now, Vanya leads a lonely but lucrative double life as princess and jewel thief, charming their nobility while emptying their coffers to fund her great escape. Until one heist away from freedom, Vanya crushes the wrong girl and is cursed to turn into jewels, stone by stone. With a feral guardian half-guard, Giselle's sinister fiancé, and an over-eager junior detective on her tail, Vanya has just 2 weeks to pull off her biggest grift yet. Or she risks losing more than her freedom. She could lose her life. Why do I never read my Lima Creighton fairy books? They are gorgeous. Three, does not want to open, is Return to Raw by Jenny McLaughlin. So, Return to Raw is the sequel to The Land of Raw, which I can't see, but it's probably underneath the rubbish. In which we follow two children, a brother and a sister, who when they were younger used to pretend when they went to their grand's house, I think, their grand or their uncle's, that the attic was a portal to the land of Raw. Now they've grown up a little bit. I think they're starting secondary school, so that puts them like 11, 12-ish. And they are sent back to their relative's house for the summer, and they find that Raw wasn't just pretend. It is real, and it is in danger. Now, I can't tell you too much more because obviously it's a sequel and I don't want to spoil that book talking about this book, but Return to Raw is the sequel to that, and I'm hoping that I enjoy it just as much. Four is Restless Slumber by KJ Sutton. Restless Slumber by KJ Sutton is book 2 in the Fortuna Swan series. Fortuna Swan is a nightmare. She's the last of her kind, and while on the hunt for her brother, she comes across a fae who... It's been a while since I've read this one, so bear with me. She comes across a fae who will see if he can find her brother, because he knows where he is, on the condition that Fortuna marries him. So it's dark, it's sexy. There wasn't much spice in the first book, but I've got a feeling that increases, but don't quote me on that because, like I say, it's been a while. And I really liked that story. Fortuna was just crazy. And there is a love triangle, which I'm intrigued to go for. I'm no good at explaining sequels. Try again. 5. Is The Flames of Albion by BookTube's own Jane Menzies. The Flames of Albion by Jane Menzies. A century since the monarchy was overthrown, the country of Albion has become a haven for its citizens, the young scholar Adaria included. Raised within the Albion University's walls, she has dedicated her life to the pursuit of knowledge. Preferring to hole up in the library than seek adventure elsewhere, she has grown accustomed to her comfortable routine, until the day everything changes. When she unwittingly awakens a sleeping dragon's egg, Adaria is thrust into unfamiliar territory. Never having dreamed of dragons, she is forced to seek out guidance from the exhilarating Isla, last direct descendant of the royal family and companion to a century-old dragon. Together they must navigate the surprises to come, for beyond the prospect of a newborn dragon, Albion is about to face a dangerous conspiracy that threatens the peace of their realm. Flames of Albion is a story of friendship, love, and acceptance that celebrates queer identity. Number 6 is... Okay, this one says Temeraire by Naomi Novik, but I've read Temeraire, so we're just going to read Throne of Jade, I think, which is the sequel. So, now this one, like I said, this one does say Temeraire by Naomi Novik, but I've read that, so we're going to be reading A Throne of Jade, which is book 2 in the series, and as it is a sequel, I can't talk too much about it, but history takes flight in the second book of Naomi Novik's deliciously addictive series, which captures the Napoleonic period perfectly and skillfully layers the timeline with imagination by adding a dragon air force to the battle for England. What more can I tell you? But we follow Lauren, Captain Will Lawrence, who was originally in the British Navy, when he intercepts a French ship with a dragon egg on board. The dragon hatches for him and he calls it Temeraire after a navy boat, and everything just goes from there. We are quickly thrown into the world of the aviators, who are sort of accepted but not accepted in polite society of the time. We also learn that Temeraire is special in more ways than one, and obviously Throne of Jade is the sequel to that. 7 is The Poppy War by R.F. Kuang. The Poppy War by R.F. Kuang. I think there is a particular chapter in here that is very heart-wrenching and hard to read, based on a particular real-life massacre. I can't remember the details because it's been a while since I've heard anyone talk about this book, but if you know, can you just give me the heads up? And anybody else who wants to read this, because I'm not sure of all the triggers, but I think this deals with war, genocide, massacres, and like I say, there is that one chapter. But when Rin aced the Keiju, the test to find the most talented students in the Nakara Empire, it was a shock to everyone. Then she got into Sangard, the most elite military school in Nikan. Was even more surprising, but surprises aren't always good, because being a dark-skinned peasant girl from the south is not an easy thing at Sangard. Fighting the prejudice of rival classmates, Rin discovers that she possesses a lethal, unearthly power, an aptitude for the nearly mythical art of shamanism. Exploring her gift with the help of a seemingly insane teacher, Rin learns that gods long thought dead are very much alive, and that mastering these powers could mean more than just surviving school. For while the Empire is at peace, the Federation of Mugen still lurks across the narrow sea. The Federation occupied Nikan for decades after the First Poppy War, and only barely lost the continent in the second. And while most people calmly go about their lives, a few are aware that a third Poppy War is just a spark away. I just really like this cover. That is such a cool... this art style is so pretty. There's probably a name for it. If you know, let me know. And number 8 is Kidnap on the California Comet by M.G. Leonard and Sam Sedgman. Kidnap on the California Comet by M.G. Leonard and Sam Sedgman, illustrated by Eliza Paganelli. This is the second in a middle grade mystery series set on trains. We follow Harris in the first book, which is The Highland Falcon Thief. We meet Harrison and his uncle, who solve the mystery of a thief on a train called the Highland Falcon. This one, they are in California, going by the title. But desperate to go on another amazing train journey, Harrison Beck leaps at the chance to board the California Comet, an iconic route from Chicago to San Francisco. But when Marianne, the daughter of a billionaire train enthusiast, goes missing, Hal finds himself with another mystery to solve. Can he find the kidnappers before the journey's end? This is the second one, and I don't think you have to read these in order, but we will find out together. So, very heavy sequel and Kindle book month, and I'm not against it because I have a lot of series that I need to finish. So let me know if you've read any of the books I'm hopefully reading this month. Let me know what your reading plans for August are. Let me know if I should prioritise any of these books over the others. Let me know if you think I'll enjoy them, if you've enjoyed them. And basically, let's just have a good old chinwag in the comments down below. So with that, give this video a like if you like it, and hit that subscribe button if you want to see this, talk about these, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye!